This one is kind of tricky. So using our predict the question strategy, we should kind of look at the answer choices and see if they give us any clues about what this question is really interested in. And so the fact that we have two different words here, correlates and links, tells me, I guess, vocab matters, right? So I should try to pick the word that fits best in the situation. And when I have to think about vocab on the writing section, I'm really thinking about tone, and I want to put words on a spectrum. Some words are too slangy. Some words are good enough for an academic paper, like something we might write for school. But if we go too far in that direction, we get into words that are too pedantic, too kind of like smart for their own good. And to me, the word links is a good academic word. People know what it means. It's not that crazy. Whereas correlates feels a little too pedantic. So my instincts right now tell me that links is probably the answer. But when I put both those choices in, something doesn't quite fit right? So it suggests that a trait other than the presence of a corpus callosum links as handedness. Well, that as just sounds weird. The sentence doesn't flow. Let's try D. However, a recent finding of handedness in marsupials suggests that a trait other than the presence of a corpus callosum links on handedness. Again, like linking on, that just feels weird. You kind of like link to something or link with something. Linking on it, I can't even think of a situation where that might work. So my first instinct, I don't think was a bad one. I would prefer to use a word that I'm more comfortable with, that I know other people are going to be more comfortable with. But these other pieces here, they just don't work. And so this happens sometimes where we have an initial thought, but as we go through the question, we start to second guess that. And that's okay. That's part of the process of elimination on the SAT. And that's why we just have to get in the habit of not instantly picking the first answer that comes to our minds. We need to kind of be thorough, because sometimes the SAT does this, where there's a little bit of a distraction, and then as we look a little closer, it turns out the question is about something else. So we're going to need to pick the word correlates here. Hopefully you've seen that word somewhere and you kind of know when to use it and what sounds best here. So the answer is going to be B. And it has to do because link and correlate kind of mean the same thing. So that word with is going to fit in the same way it does when we say link. Link with something, correlate with something. Correlate means link. So let's read it. Let's just see how it sounds. However, a recent finding of handedness in marsupials suggests that a trait other than the presence of a corpus callosum correlates with handedness. It's fine. Correlates from handedness hopefully sounds weird. If you are doing a lot of practice though, you're going to get better at these questions. A lot of times you can kind of split it into two and say, okay, I have one choice, links versus correlates. Hopefully I can make the right choice there. And then there's this other choice of these like little preposition words that come after it. And those really just come from being comfortable with the English language. So read more, watch more television, probably with the closed captions on would be good. Those are the kinds of things you pick up just from being immersed in a language. A dictionary won't really help you there. So if your English is a second language, that sucks for these kinds of questions, but try to read the newspaper every day in English and it will get easier. I promise.